Hello, lovelies. Welcome to this week's pick a card reading for the first week of February, the 1st through the 7th. This week, to help you pick, if you like that, is you'll see them closer up in a minute when I show you the piles. But I have this cute little, like, moon and star dangly earring, a ring with a nice little blue stone on it, or this hair clip with some stars on it, because stars are my favorite shape. So yeah, quick disclaimer, because in case you're new here and you don't know, a lot of people could potentially see these. Hopefully my readings resonate with you, but if they don't, pick another pile, pick all the piles, and I hope you enjoy them. There will be timestamps down below to help you find your pile easier. And if you like these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Really helps with the algorithm. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My names are in the description box down below. Now, let's get into the readings. All right, welcome to the pick a pile portion. Choose a card, pick a card, whatever. Portion of this video. As I said in the intro, you have 3 options to choose from, as usual. The first one is this lovely dangly moon and stars earring. The second is this little ring with the blue stone on it. And the third is a 3-star hair clip. If you can't tell, I like stars. Anyway, feel free to pause the video, take a minute, take a few minutes, however long you need. Pick whichever pile calls out to you, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, pile number 1 with the earring. Let's see what you got. Ooh, okay. First card up, in reverse. These green cards are Celtic, and I don't always know how to pronounce the names, so you're just kind of have to kind of bear with me. And if you know how to pronounce any of the names of these green cards that you ever see, please let me know. But this card in reverse is reminding you not to get carried away by wild flights of fancy. That it's important to be patient and not try to rush ahead, right? Or don't be swayed by, things that seem easy or too good to be true, okay? Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, 8 of Cups in reverse is the next one. For some of you, this could be about being afraid to move on or pretending to be happy in a situation where you're not. Some of you might need to take a closer look at some of your relationships, whether that's friendships, business partnerships, romantic relationships, whatever. Even like sibling relationships, anybody that you have like a close connection to. Because, something might be holding you back when you really need to move on in order to grow and better yourself as a person. However, for some of you, it can also indicate a state of confusion about maybe not knowing which path to take, what you're supposed to be doing in life, because that's a struggle for most people. And it kind of ties in with this, right? Because it's a card about considering all of your options and writing down the pros and cons and making a smart, educated decision, okay? So, like, don't just pick the one that seems nice and sparkly and pretty, because it's not necessarily the best one. Don't be taken by wild flights of fancy. Make sure you make an educated decision and you know what you're getting yourself into, okay? Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is about proposals, invitations, following your heart, which is, to me, always like the most important thing. You should always follow your heart. Could be unexpected job offers, you know, so like I said here again, make sure you're making educated decisions and you don't just pick the one that seems good because they're not always the best option. It's also a card about telling you now is time to take action. So again, with this Eight of Cups, if you're feeling scared of moving on, if change scares you and you know that change is necessary, now is the time, you know, to just do it. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Just is what needs to happen. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Oh, the next one is Jupiter, which in you know, these cards are French, really. Well, they're not. I don't think they're from France. Maybe, I don't know. Somebody gave them to me, but they're from 1975, and all of the words on them are printed in French. So this is Jupiter, as it says here, which is in, you know, regular cards like these. He would be the Hierophant or the Pope in some decks. So, yeah, that's who he is. This one's all about freedom, personal beliefs, openness. Openness is a good one, too. If you feel limited or you're let me put this down instead of holding it. If you feel like you're like limited, like there's too many structures or belief systems, you're maybe moving outside of needing approval from other people, which is good. You know, you shouldn't rely on other people to, like, we all want praise and recognition, and that's good, but approval from other people to validate you as a person is not necessarily healthy, right? You are worth more than what other people think about you, and it doesn't necessarily matter what people think about you. So, that's him. So, like, especially with this, if this is has to do with this relationship stuff, this maybe needing to move on from a situation or a person, you don't need their approval. You know, you are your own person and you exist outside of what other people think about you, because other people's opinions are sometimes not correct. But this card is about learning about yourself, learning to listen to yourself, trusting your instincts, and breaking free from the old ways. So yeah, some of you might realize that it's time to grow. It's time to move on from certain places, certain situations. And since we have him with the job offers, maybe some of you are looking for new jobs. You know? Which, if you are, good luck to you. So, let's see. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh. This is the Emperor. He is our next one. This card is about authority and structure. Somebody who is consistent and trustworthy. Which could be qualities you have, because, you know, obviously, those are nice qualities to have. But, like, this, the Knight of Cups is also about, like, you know, new friends, new jobs. You might meet somebody with these qualities, you know, which are good because, again, it's probably good to know somebody that you can trust, especially if you've maybe not had a lot of people you can trust. I say that as somebody who has trust issues. Having someone you can trust is, like, really important and nice. However, he's also a card about reaching a new level of mastery, usually in your work. So some of you, if you're applying for new jobs or hoping to hear about new jobs or thinking about getting a new job, you maybe want to work on your skills a little bit if you haven't started already. If you have, you're probably leveling yourself up enough to attract new prospects and new opportunities for yourself, which is great. But yeah, the Emperor says make sure you pursue your goals the way he would. Structured, strategically, perseverance. Don't get taken by flights of fancy like the first card said, right? Because he would weigh out all of his options and make an educated decision, because it's very important. Let's see what this last one is. Ooh. The Eight of Cups in revert. Oh, wait. Eight of Cups in reverse twice. So some of you are probably really like, yeah, there's a lot of, maybe somebody needs to move on from something and maybe somebody else isn't sure what they're supposed to be doing. Work on your skills. Okay? If you're not sure what path to take, maybe lean towards something that you're passionate about, that you're interested in, and focus on that. Right? Find a skill that you have. You know, even if you're like me and you feel like you have none, there's something somewhere. You'll find it. You might not think it's a skill, but it is. Like a hobby you've had for a long time or something. Work on that. Focus on that. Right? And yeah, definitely, if some of you aren't happy, or you're pretending to be happy, don't do that to yourself, okay? You deserve better. Alright? As somebody who, like, is a misery bag, I'm telling you, you deserve better. Also, I'd like to say these two. Oh no, these two. The Eight of Cups and the Emperor. When they come out together, like I said, if you have like a hobby or a skill, even if you don't think it's a skill, look at self-employment. Like if you're like a crafty person, or like a maker, a builder, you know, you knit, you do like resin shit or whatever, acrylic pours, whatever. I've been watching a lot of art tutorials on YouTube. I've painted 3 things in my life. They're not great, but self-employment. If you've been considering maybe even, you know, because we've had those things about leveling up your mastery. If you've been thinking about starting your own business or being self-employed or doing any of that, now's probably a good time. And you should give it serious consideration. Okay? Alright, let's do this one. Libra. Libra is all about balance. And using your calmness and your good judgment to make decisions, right? So you make the right ones and not, you know, this over here again. All right? So make sure you're making calm and fair judgments, your educated decision making and all of that. And maintaining balance, like especially if you're looking to do this self-employment thing, make sure you're dividing your time wisely and you just don't throw yourself like full force into, you know, business and you forget to take care of yourself, because a lot of people can do that. My dad is one of those people. I'm kind of one of those people. Not to the extent he is, but like, if I have things to do in a day, that's all I'm doing. Like, I will make a coffee in the morning and I will not touch another thing until I'm done doing whatever I have to do. And like, the thought of eating something will not cross my mind until I have a moment to sit down and have nothing else to do. All right? So don't be like me, where you like run on coffee all day. That's also my father. Must be genetic. Anyway, don't be like that. Okay? Also, I feel the need to say this because I mentioned myself. I'm also the queen of procrastination. If you're a procrastinator, I feel you. I'm going to tell you, try and be better. As I literally sat on my bed watching YouTube videos for 2 hours instead of getting this done this morning like I wanted to. But I'm doing it now, and that's all that matters. So, That's it for this reading. I'm going to shut my mouth before I start rambling, as I tend to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Okay, pile number 2 with this lovely little ring here. Let's see what you've got. Get these out of the way. Ooh, okay. I said this in pile 1, and I should probably say this more often. I've said it in my K-pop readings. These are Celtic cards, and a lot of the words I cannot pronounce, so I'm just, a lot of the times I'm just not gonna say them. But if you know how to pronounce any of the ones you see on these green cards, please let me know. This one's a festival card, okay? And it's all about finally seeing the rewards for your efforts. You might need to put in a little bit more work to complete a project, but even before that project is over, you're going to start seeing the benefits of all the effort you've made. It can also indicate the closing of one door and the opening of another. So maybe the completion of whatever you're working on is going to lead to more opportunities, which is great. That means it's going to be probably well received, and people are going to appreciate the effort you're making in your work or whatever it is that you're doing. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is great. I love this card. Wheel of Fortune is all about chance, destiny, fate, things turning in your favor, cycles, right? So even like the closing of one door and the opening of another is another cycle. So maybe if you're working on something and you're waiting for something to be completed, you'll enter a new phase of your life because it'll be so well received. You'll have so many more open doors and opportunities that it'll bump you up to a new phase of your life, which is pretty good. It's also a card about discovering more about yourself and learning to listen to your intuition and trusting your gut, and having the power to manifest your dreams. So your energy is aligning with the universe, with your spirit guides, your angels, whatever you believe in, right? And everything is working out according to divine timing and going the way that it should go, right? You're on the right path, doing the right things, headed in the right direction to be the person you're meant to be, which is really nice. I like seeing that. If that resonates with you, good for you. If it doesn't, it might soon, you might not be quite there yet, because remember that first card says there might need to be a little bit more work that needs to be done. Not much, just a little bit. Okay. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, yeah. Oh, this is a good pile already. 3 cards in, halfway in, and we have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is like a dream fulfillment card. It is a wish coming true card. It is about prosperity. It's about achieving your dreams and your goals, overcoming any obstacles that have maybe been in your way, seeing your hard work pay off, right? Which is great. We've had that first card mention that. So, I think you guys here in pile 2 are in for some great things at the beginning of February, hopefully throughout February, and, always. Because the 9 of Cups really says, like, whatever you want, you can manifest, you can make it happen. You have the skills. No vision is too great. You know what needs to be done. But if you're still experiencing hardships, which some of you might, it won't last forever, and you'll see improvement soon, right? Times of happiness are coming, okay? So even if you're not there yet, you will be soon. So don't be discouraged if it feels like it's taking a little while, because sometimes that happens, And like this card said, sometimes things need to be worked on just a little bit more. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, the Queen of Coins. These cards, I mentioned it in pile 1. These cards are all, I don't know if they're from France or what, but these cards are all printed in French. I mentioned that in the first pile because the Hierophant came out and then he's called Jupiter, so some of these things have like odd names. But this is the Queen of Coins. They're also, I don't know, they're from like 1975. That's not vintage anymore, is it? Like 90s is vintage. I'm vintage now. Antique. I don't know. They're old. All right. They're old. But the Queen of Coins shows up to help you maneuver through different avenues of your life. She says all the resources you need are present. And you just need to find a way to tap into them if you haven't already. You know? So, if you're, like, doubting yourself, or you have low self-esteem like I do, you know, like, you're your own worst critic. Don't listen to yourself. I feel like a hypocrite saying this to you, but I'm speaking from personal experience here. You can do it. The first 3 cards have already said, okay? You have everything you need. You know what you need to know. You know what you need to do. You got this. Okay? Let's see what the next one is. Ooh. The Knight of Cups is about following your heart, right? New friends, new opportunities, unexpected job offers. Also a card telling you that, like, now is the time to take action. So, if you've been holding back on something, oh, maybe this too, when it's like, you know, she's like, you have all the resources you need, just find a way to tap into them. This one's saying, do it now. If there's something you need to do, you have everything you need to make it happen, do it now. If you need to do something, if you want to do something, if you've been putting something off, you have everything, you know everything is good, just do it, don't be afraid. Okay? That's for some of you, okay? Let's see what we have next. Ooh. The Two of Cups. First of all, when these two come out together, and he came out before the two, so, like, for me, like, they pair up. These two, if you're in a relationship, they might be your soulmate. For some of you, because, like, I don't know if everybody is. I don't know you, so I don't know if everybody's with their soulmate or not. But some of you in relationships might be with your soulmate. Like, you could get through the worst together, and you'll come out the other side totally fine, right? You can depend on them. They'll support you. They've got your back the same way you've probably got theirs. If you're single, the person you're meant to be with might be around the corner. So if that's something that you're looking for, if anybody is like, like wondering if they're with the right person or waiting for the right person, if they want some kind of reassurance, here you go. Okay? Anyway, Two of Cups on its own. Healthy, meaningful partnerships, right? Not just in your love life, but your friendships, your career. Overall, now is a good time to embrace your connections with people, because they're going to benefit you in the long run, especially with all of this dream come true, seeing rewards for your efforts and your hard work and all of that stuff. Especially if you're working on something with someone else. Okay. Let's see what the last one is. Ooh. The Lock card. The Lock is about intelligence. and inner truth, learning your own heart, right? Um, Knight of Cups, follow your heart, right? The Knight of Cups says follow your heart. Also, beware of not opening up. Two of Cups, okay? So if any of you have a problem communicating or a problem opening up to people, that might be something you need to work on. Ooh, it might be what you need to work on here. But yeah, you're smart people. Trust your heart, trust your instincts. Don't be afraid to open up to people. Okay? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I will hopefully see you guys next week. Bye. Okay, pile number 3 with this lovely star hair clip amongst now my galaxy of stars here. Probably blends right in. Let's see what your first card is. Ooh! The first card is the Grimm. The Grimm, as you notice, unlike Harry Potter, it is not a black dog. There's actually in this deck, these are Celtic cards. So, I said this in the other 2 piles. Sometimes there are names down here I cannot pronounce. If you ever see on one of these green cards a Celtic word that you know how to pronounce, please educate me. I don't know. However, there are cards in this deck that, you know, like, there's a Boggart card in this deck. And I always think of Harry Potter. And, Remus's defense class every time I see it. But, anyway, the Grimm. The Grimm is about enforced and belated change that might be a little bit resisted. But all things need to move and change, in order to grow, right? Nothing grows if it stays stagnant. So in order for you, some of you that might be having a hard time accepting any change that's going on in your life, it is necessary. It is part of life. It is fated. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. And the sooner you accept it, the better, because it's just going to sweep you away anyway. It's going to happen anyway. So yeah, let's see what your next one is. Ooh, the Hierophant. Rebellion, freedom, personal beliefs, nonconformity. Maybe some of you are experiencing some limitations that, or too many structures, and you're not happy about that. Obviously, because nobody likes to really be confined and restricted. Whether, you know, that's in, like, any relationship you have or your work, right? If you can't, like, properly express yourself in your work, you're not going to feel happy and satisfied. Maybe that's the change that needs to happen. Also, it's a card about no longer needing approval from external sources. You know, from like colleagues or, ooh, I kicked the tripod, y'all, I'm sorry. From like colleagues or your boss or, you know, whatever. You realize it's your opinion of yourself that matters most. And honestly, the opinion of most other people is usually hot garbage. So, if you look towards other people for approval, you're worth more than that. You are worth more than what other people think of you or believe you to be. All right? So just keep that in mind. Okay? Let's see what your next one is. Oh! Our old pal Grimm again. Yeah. Change is coming for some of you. It'll be a good change. It could be like, you know, something needs to change personally with you or professionally, or You might have a relationship that's no longer healthy, and you realize maybe now is the time to cut out toxicity, things like that. It could be anything like that. Necessary change, the completing of a chapter, knowing it's time to move on from something, a transition between one phase of life and another, right? Really, like with the Grimm, there is no new beginning without an end. So something for you to have a new beginning and grow as a person the way you're meant to, change has to happen. And I know it's scary, and I know it makes people uncomfortable, but it's meant to happen, and good things are coming. And these two, honestly, these two together represent relationship changes. Okay? If you're in a relationship that no longer works, and you're kind of just going through the motions, or sunk cost fallacy in it, where you put in so much time or whatever, or you've been together so long, like, don't do that to yourself, don't do that to them. It could even be a business partnership that's not working out anymore. You know what this makes me think of? Like, if I can just side tangent for a moment, fair warning, I tend to ramble. If you give me 5 seconds where I just get to say whatever I want, I will full on stream of consciousness. Whatever. Anyway, this could be like not just relationships, like personal relationships, friendships. It could be business partnerships. And my neighbor, I use the term neighbor loosely because they just they don't live there. They had a dead tree in their yard for years. They bought the house 2 years ago. They've been informed. The town's been informed. Town does nothing anymore. The tree fell down in my yard a couple of weeks ago. And, I know where they live. They told my dad where they live. And, it's 5 minutes from my house. And, they've ignored all, contact about getting it fixed. Because it broke the fence. It broke patio furniture. It broke a huge-ass holly tree in the yard. He refuses to do anything. He was actually over for the first time in months and was a horrible ass about it, saying, oh yeah, no, we're not fixing it. I'm not fixing it. I'm not doing it. You want it done, get it done. Well, my dad gets a call, and there's a co-owner on the house, and he doesn't live here. And the house that this dude lives in, because he wasn't returning emails or phone calls, that a letter was left at his house. He lives in his business partner's mom's house. So I guess she ratted him out. And the business partner that doesn't live here is highly humiliated, and he is paying to get everything fixed because his business partner is cheap and he knows he won't do it. These two cards, as far as I am concerned, if I was reading one of them, to me it would be, get the hell out of that partnership. And if I was that guy, I would do this and cut this guy out because he's apparently garbage. Irresponsible, won't take care of things he needs to take care of. So if you're in a situation like that where you have somebody, I'm using this as an example, if you have somebody like that doesn't pull their weight in their partnership, or do the things they're supposed to do, and you have to pick up a lot of slack, if this is like a business relationship, cut them out. Because if I worked with somebody like that guy next door to me, I would get rid of him so fast. Especially when you were told to take care of the dead tree over a year ago, and now it's destroyed the neighbor's property and you won't fix it. If you got somebody going on like that, they won't take responsibility for things, they don't want to contribute, they don't want to do whatever, cut them out. Cut them out. They're not worth it. They're not worth your time. They're not worth the effort. you'd probably be better off on your own at that point. Anyway, enough of my rambling and my destroyed backyard. Thank God it's winter and I don't sit outside anyway. But next card. Oh, the Justice card. I explained these in the last two piles. I'll say it again. These cards are printed in French. I don't think they're from France. I don't actually know where they're from. I'm pretty sure they're from 1974, 75. I don't know. But, yeah, so if you're wondering why they sometimes... I explained this in pile 1 because they got the Hierophant, but in this deck they call it Jupiter, and it's weird. So, yeah. I wonder if any of this, for some of you, is a business partnership because Justice came out. Because Justice is all about fairness, cause and effect, life lessons. Literally could be legal disputes. I mean, she's the only card that comes out about legal things, so I don't think anybody's having any legal issues. I mean, it's plausible some of you might, but I don't feel like that's likely. She's like, in general, if you have been wronged in any way, you're going to come out on the right side of things, okay? So if you're in a relationship that maybe needs to end, that could be the change, double change, because somebody really has something that needs to change and end. Things will come out okay for you. Whether it's personal or business, whatever, things will work out okay for you. It might not go exactly the way you expect, but think of her as like all's well that ends well, okay? Like, you're gonna end up, things are gonna be okay. Like, it probably could be a lot worse. Things are gonna be alright. So if you're worrying about ending something, don't be. It's gonna be okay, because in the long run, you're gonna be better off. Okay? Let's see what the next one is. Yeah. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is about carrying all the weight and struggling and overburdening yourself. Too much in excess can be unhealthy. If you're doing a lot of work, right? If, like, literally at your job, you're doing the most, that might be what needs to change. You might need to step back a little bit and, balance. Yeah. Because you see, she also, because she's Justice, she has the scales. Balance also, if you're working too much and not taking care of yourself, that needs to change. Again, if you're in a partnership where you are carrying all of the weight or picking up somebody's slack, whether you've been paired with a coworker or you run a business with somebody or you buy houses with some dude that won't, you know, take care of the property when he lives 5 minutes away. You know, and maybe that needs to change. But yeah, this card, 10 of Wands. Take a good look at where you're spending your time and energy, because you might need to reevaluate. All right. Last one. 4. Is this a 4? 1, 2. Yeah. The 4 of Swords in reverse. I like this, and I like that it's in reverse and it's coming at the end. That is a card about feeling rejuvenated and having mental peace and finally relaxing. If you've put too much on your plate, you know, a period of rest, taking a break, that even could be the change. Just taking a step back to realign yourself and find balance. Because you're doing too much. Some of you, I think, are just doing too much. Some of you have some personal or business relationships you need to work on. But some of you overall might just be doing too much. Maybe you're trying to make up for lost time, you know, with lockdowns and everything, which I completely understand. I would too. I don't blame you. But you also have to take care of yourself. Literally, this card in reverse, take care of yourself first and foremost. Because you can't get anything done if you run yourself into the ground. Okay? So for some of you, that's the change that absolutely needs to happen with the 2 Grims. All right? Yeah, you can't work at full capacity if you're running yourself empty. Okay? So if you need to take a break, take a break. Don't be like one of those people that's like, yeah, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Don't like Hermione Granger yourself and get, with her time turner working herself to death, and she's aged herself because she's used the damn time turner too many times to get all the shit done. Don't do it. I just watched that Harry Potter reunion, so my Harry Potter heart is like right at the forefront. Anyway, this last one is the voice card. The voice card is kind of like, be mindful of miscommunications and misunderstandings, which also, not working yourself into the ground is a great way to avoid that, because if you're run down and tired, it might cause more problems, because your mind isn't functioning at full capacity. So you might take things the wrong way, or express yourself in a way that's opposite to how you mean it. But it's also a desire for friendship and sentimental relationships. So maybe this break you go on, because I feel like even if some of you have these like relationship things that need to change and you're waiting for something to work out, or you're afraid to move on for something, things are working out. Take some time for yourself, because you're probably worrying yourself a lot, and spend some time with your friends, with your family, with people who love you, that you love and enjoy spending time with, because that's always really good for you, good for your soul, good for your, mental peace, your happiness, things like that. So that's really important. Anyway, that's it for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope my long ass rant about the neighbor didn't make you click out. And I will see you guys next week, hopefully. Bye.